What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, people start tuning in. This is your Niners versus Seahawks post game reaction. We're going to talk about what took place. We're going to talk about the good and the bad and the ugly. What I thought was good, what I thought was bad. We're going to talk about Trey Lance starting the second half. Was Jimmy G really hurt? Was he hurt? Or did they replace him with Trey and he wasn't hurt? Those are the things we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to have a guest too. I'm going to have hopefully I'm going to have Florida Mike in here. We're going to talk a little bit of 49er football. What's up, young hitter? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Give me a second. How you doing, bro? How you doing? Mike Jackson 05, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Make sure to hit the like. If you're watching me on YouTube, smash that like button for me. I would appreciate that. What's up, Moses? My boy Moses, how you doing, brother? Give me a second here. Let's see here. Did you have another channel that was scheduled? No. Did I go in the wrong one again? Hold on. No, I'm in the right one. What's up, Maverick? Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good to see you. Watching the game a little bit. What's the Panthers Cowboys thing about? I don't even want to talk about the game, bro. I'm hella pissed watching the past game. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm not even pissed. I'm not mad about this game. I'm kind of numb. I'm numb. I'm disappointed in Kyle and his play calling. It's frustrating. How you doing, Tony Smith? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, brother. Cheers. I don't know why we're cheering. Well, I don't know why I'm cheering. We lost. What's up, J Mouse? Welcome to the stream, bro. Richard, how you doing, Richard? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Chris Lane, welcome to the street. Overstreets, welcome. I am so mad about this game. I know a lot of people are frustrated. I know a lot of people are very upset. Tanisha, what's going on, Tanisha? Good to see you. Hi, Niner family. Nothing is wrong with Jimmy, in my opinion. He looked pissed. Jimmy looked pissed. So, personally, I think that Jimmy was not hurt. Personally, I think they took Jimmy out of the game. They benched him. But they're going to put it under. They're going to put it under the Jimmy is hurt category. So, I don't know, man. Who is to blame on this loss? Just curious on what you think. There's a lot of blame to go around. We're going to talk. Kyle Shanahan definitely is to blame. Some of his play calling is suspect. But the blame, honestly, is a lot of the injuries. The blame are the injuries. It just seems that we cannot get away from injuries. Every year, we suffer injuries at key positions. We lost Trent Williams not once, but twice. Kittle should have not even played. And Jimmy G threw the ball in a bad spot, would put Kittle in jeopardy to get hurt. I was not pleased with Jimmy on that throw to Kittle. Hey, Kathy, my queen, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Jose Avila, damn, can't believe we lost that game. It's hard to believe we lost the game based on how we played the first quarter. I mean, we came in strong. We were dominant. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't get a first down. We were pressing their receivers. Manuel Mosley played a wonderful game. Kirkpatrick had a good game other than that bonehead play where he grabbed and it was caught for the PI. That was unnecessary. But for the most part, Kirk did pretty good. Emmanuel Mosley did amazing. Ward took care of what he had to take care of. The D lineman put pressure. D Ford. Hold on, guys. My boy's coming in. Let me set him up. So D Ford, give me a second, guys. D Ford came in and took care of business. Bosa took care of business. Javon Kinlaw took care of business. So definitely, we were able to put some pressure on the quarterback, but it wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get the win. We played strong. We were dominant. But then at the end of the day, we took our foot off the pedal. And we lost the game. Let me real quick bring in my boy, Mr. Florida Mike, into the show and get his thoughts on today's game. What's going on, Florida Mike? Welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, my brother? Can you hear me?
I can hear you good, bro.
Good. I had some issues with my mic, so my mic's not connected.
No, I hear you good, brother. Welcome. Let me just make sure that I'm in the get back to the live mode. Give me a second. Publish. All right, just making sure everybody's seeing you. Moses says your other channel says Niners versus Seahawks post game. Should Trey Lance start? That's the other. Can you be more specific when you say other channel? Is it YouTube, Facebook? Let me know, bro. Appreciate it. Chris says, "What's up with our headset? What's up with our headset?" I don't quite understand that question, Chris. You might want to clarify. Are you talking about the mindset? Maybe that's what you meant. What's going on with the mindset of the team? But I don't understand the headset. So please clarify. I would appreciate that. Richard says, one thing I don't get is why not try to throw the ball. He's running college plays, run calls. Talking about Trey. And we're going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that about why Trey was brought in, how he did, the good, the bad, and the ugly of trade. Overall, I thought Trey did pretty good, if you ask me. Let me bring you in here real quick, Mike. You watched the game, I presume, right?
I did. I was at a bar, so it was hard to hear the commentary, but I did watch the whole game.
Okay, so you saw what Jimmy did in the first half, and you saw what Trey did in the second half. Yes. Give me your perspective of what you seen from both quarterbacks today.
Well, Lance did exactly what I expected. He came in, he made some plays. He's the thing is there's a perception about rookies in the NFL having a hard time adjusting to the league their first year, rightfully so. But if you look at the situation, 95% of the rookies, 98% of the rookies are going to a team that is not a playoff contention team. That's why they're drafted like in the top 5, quarterbacks. So Trey Lance is in a unique situation. He's on a potential playoff roster built team already, and a few years away removed from the Super Bowl. So all the other rookies, Jacksonville, Chicago, New England, And the Jets, none of them are expected to do well this year. So that's why they're going to the high, first round pick. So Trey Lance, I mean, he's in a unique situation. So for me, I think he actually performed very well, given that he was thrown into the fire, and had to adjust like in the middle of the game. So the man led us to 15 points, I believe. So that's pretty damn good for a rookie to come in. So for today, I would say Trey Lance did great, did good in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. For coming in as a rookie, not really practicing all week, with the number ones coming
Hold
in.
on, hold on one second, Beto, if you don't mind. So Moses, I'm not reading the comments like repeatedly, but I see Moses says everybody wants to kiss his ring. He's talking about Trey Lance, and then he's calling me out saying Trey hasn't showed anything yet, kissing his ring. So I'm gonna make it real simplified for you, Moses, individually, because you're coming at me. I'm gonna come back at you. Beto asked me a question about what I thought about Trey Lance's performance. He had a good performance. It didn't say anything about he should be the starter. It didn't come out of my mouth. So whatever your narrative you're putting out there, make sure you keep it on this show. Like if somebody asks me a direct question about somebody's performance today, I'm going to answer how I saw it. If the man put up 15 points in 2 quarters, that's a good performance for anybody. So he's a rookie. This is his first time playing in the whole half. Hey, he did pretty good. For my book. We could have expected him to come in and throw a lot of interceptions. So just want to make it clear, man, if you got some opinion or something, I'm fine with that. But if you're going to say something to me directly in the chat, make sure it's about the topic of the show. You know what I mean? Because you have no facts and no evidence to what you're talking about kissing his ring. Nobody said anything more or less. I just say he had a good performance. Nobody said he should start. Nobody said he's going to win MVP. Nobody said this and that. The only thing I said is he came onto a team that has a playoff built roster, and that's rare for a rookie to do such. So let's critique today's half. That's what we're talking about. If you spin that to some other narrative, then you're on your own, bro. So anyway, go ahead, Beto. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to clear that real quick because I see
No,
that
no
type of
problem.
energy
I
going.
didn't
So
see that. It was buried down, so I didn't see that
yeah,
comment. So I just want to address that as well, Moses. I do appreciate you on the show, bro. I know you love talking about your secondary, but let's keep the comments based on football. To assume that Mike is doing something and you don't know him personally, you don't know nothing about him, and to presume that he's doing something, you're targeting him personally, and that's not cool, bro. That's
no,
not
dude,
cool.
I'll be honest though. I'm cool. It's not the personal. I think he's taking. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if
he
you look at his
doesn't know
comment,
you enough to make that statement.
yeah, no, but it's cool. He's saying Trey hasn't showed anything yet. Mike, damn, kissing his ring. So he's basing that off of narratives that he has from somewhere else. The question was directed to me about what I thought about Trey Lance's performance. That's it. So he has it. My whole point is based on what I said. He does not have any facts to say that I'm kissing someone's ring or whatever. That's an opinion. That's coming from outside stuff, and I guarantee you, those type of comments when someone says that, they're all they're going to do is just say, "Hey, he's probably hearing other people," because you see his previous comments, he just alluded that. So I don't want to make the show about that. Not trying to go one on one. I feel and I appreciate that, Beto, for the comment. I just want to make it known this ain't just for him. This is for anybody. But since he's the only one doing it, and he's specifically using my name, I'm gonna specifically respond to him individually, which I normally would not do. I'm gonna try to keep it show focused because we got a large crowd here. But I just want to make sure before we get out to any of that, if you're gonna bring that energy in here and say other stuff, make sure it pertains to the show, like what we're actually talking about. You know what I mean? Like deal with what's said, not like everything else, all this energy that you're bringing. Because his previous comment made it clear he's bringing energy from another source, and he's like everybody's talking about this and that. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about his performance in 2 quarters, literally.
Correct.
That's it. So, but we're good. All good. Moving on.
All right, brother. Johnny and Jennifer Vallejo says defense did their job. They're only so long as you can keep them from scoring. We should have been up big time first half, but failed to score. Need to play Lance. The more he played, the better he got. I have nothing to lose. We are not scoring that much anyways. He makes actually a valid point there, Mike. We are not. It's not like Jimmy's putting all these good numbers. And you know, people are saying the saying goes, you learn how do you learn to drive by getting behind the wheel and actually driving, right? I did see
Right.
Trey get a little bit more comfortable. He was like a deer in the headlights when he first came out, but as you saw the game progress in the fourth quarter, he started to get a little bit more comfortable. He wasn't accurate with his throws. I think those will come, but he did extend a few plays with his legs, and that's what we want from him. Do you think that at this point we should go ahead and proceed with Trey and just not look back, or do you still think it's prematurely to think like that because it's still such a young season and we're only 2-2? We're still 500, and there's a
Right.
possibility for the playoffs. Do you think it's prematurely to start thinking about starting the backup?
Well, like I've been saying, and many of us on this show as well. It ain't just me, but I've emphasized it more only because I knew that this would be an issue with fans. Fans are emotional. Fans are just excited, but at the same time, they're like, all right, we see how the other rookies are struggling, but Trey Lance looked good in 2 quarters. So, and when he's came in on gadget plays, he's performed. So, like, in my opinion, I think we should just let Trey Lance come in based upon Garoppolo's unavailability. And we've all said this. We know that Garoppolo's going to get injured. Hate to say it, but his history says Garoppolo will get hurt. So there's no real reason to rush Trey in. But at the same times, I think that Trey Lance, I don't understand any negative critique anybody could have of the man. He's a rookie. He came in, he put up 15 points in 2 quarters. I mean, that's not bad for a rookie that's coming in on the fly when your starting quarterback goes down. So should he start? I'm going to say no, but should he? But at the same time, he doesn't. It doesn't have to start because Garoppolo by default is going to get hurt as such, and now he's going to by default be a starter. So we don't have to rush him in the starting position. Let him grow as much as he can, but at the same time, he's going to start because Garoppolo will get hurt. You can count on that. Hate to say it, but it's apparent. Garoppolo's not available for every game.
Now today's injury, wink, wink. Will you think he really got hurt, or do he think he got benched?
Nah, I doubt that he got benched. I mean, there's not enough. Jimmy Garoppolo, man, in his career has won us more games than not.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
the reality is Jimmy Garoppolo is not gonna. I mean, Garoppolo, we know what we got with him. He's gonna win us more games than not. Considering when he's playing a full game. So, in this game today, things just didn't go right. I mean, um, Trey Lance obviously gave us a little bit more of a spark, a different type of look where he kept the defense honest. But people got to understand, man. We're talking about 2 quarters. Give them some time because the one thing I don't want fans to do is they're gonna do it anyway. But I don't want fans to say, okay, he put up 15 points in a couple quarters. He had kept the defense honest with his passing and his athletic ability, which is great. We know he can do it, but at the same time, the speed of the game and processing and then doing that week in, week out has yet to be seen. So let's be patient with Trey Lance because he can come against another team that's formidable and struggle. It might happen, you know. But then again, he might go out there and play good and put us in a position to win because he does have a great offensive line and he could exceed expectations. So what I'm saying is I expect a mixed bag of both. I think he's going to make some plays, but I also think he's going to have some moments where he obviously shows he's a rookie. And that's because he's learning to the NFL game. So we'll see, man. I don't think he should be the starter, but at the same time, like I said, he'll be the starter by default because Garoppolo will be hurt.
Yeah, he does get hurt, and if he is really hurt, and it is his hip, it does take a little bit. It depends how bad the hip injury is. But there's so many concerns in other areas with Trent Williams going down. I'm curious to see what his injury is. Are they going to do an MRI? How long is he going to miss? But Trey's still a rookie. He's going to have a lot of growing pains. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to do some good things and some bad things. Probably more bad things than good as he develops and learns. But to Mike's point, and we all know this, we do win with Jimmy. We win. We may not like the way Jimmy plays, A lot of times he throws interceptions or he does some bonehead plays, but we win with the guys. So I stand with that too, Mike. If he starts against the Cardinals, it's because Jimmy cannot go. Jimmy's hip is bothering him. But if Jimmy's uh, capable of playing, I wouldn't see why Kyle wouldn't start him against the Cardinals. So to your point, very valid, bro. As well as he did today, and as he got better, but you can still see a lot of reasons why he's not starting for us from the beginning. You saw a lot of mistakes. You saw a lot of overthrows, hard throws. He threw two balls to Debo. Debo dropped it because they came strong. Um, he's still making those mistakes, and he needs to correct those mechanics, and that's what they're trying to work on with Trey. Now he ran. He got some points for us. He did his part as well, and I do believe that every game that he puts in, he's going to get better. But you win with Jimmy. It's not like we have Mullins as a starter. It's not like we have a bad quarterback. We have a decent quarterback that can win games. So I agree with you as well. Welcome, Jay in the Bay. Welcome to the stream, Tom. Javier Rios, welcome to the stream. Tom says Jimmy has one of us a lot of games, but I think a good average quarterback would have done that same with this defense and all line. I don't know. Well, it's really hard to base that last year because even though Mullins played, we had a terrible defense. So it's kind of hard to answer that question correctly. But I think Jimmy is definitely better right now than Trey. I think Trey will be better in the future, but as of now, I'm more. At least me, I was more confident in the first quarter with Jimmy than I was with Trey. But Trey did start to get a little bit better, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he's not that hurt. Mike, what do you think about the running game?
Man,
Why did we stop running the game when Trey was getting at least 7 yards per carry, bro?
I don't know, man. It was some play calling that still is a head scratcher. You know, Kyle Shanahan had that play to Debo. Was it on fourth down? And I don't believe we converted. But
Nope.
Trey Lance runs the ball. We get it. You know, and then on the 2 point conversion, he like quarterback sneaks it in there. He gets it. So I just think at the end of the day, you know, we got to stick to what we actually do well. We don't need to do all that extra motion stuff on fourth and one. Keep it simple and get it. Again, we're 100% on
Yes.
quarterback sneaks. Trey Lance, quarterback sneak today, 2 point conversion. We got it. Jimmy Garoppolo has quarterback sneak. We get it. Why not do the same thing? They know it's coming and we still do it. So, but I'm reading this comment on the screen. Let's see. It says Lance is a good quarterback. Is this Gabriel? Gabriel
Yes.
Suarez? Okay. Hey, Gabriel, how you doing? Lance is a good QB, but he needs to work more as a pocket passer. You see how the great QBs are pocket passers and release the ball in 3 or less seconds because they have the vision to read the defense and know where his receivers are. All right. When I hear people say that, I'm wondering, are they repeating what they hear, or do they really believe that? Because when you say a comment like all the great quarterbacks are pocket passers, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is not a pure pocket passer at all. Russell Wilson is not a pure pocket passer at all. Deshaun Watson is not a pure pocket passer at all. Are these guys not top five quarterbacks in the league? You know, you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Tom Brady, Mahomes, Watson. Um, so Russell Wilson. In my opinion, those are the five best quarterbacks in the NFL. Three of them are not pure pocket passers at all. Aaron Rodgers is not a pocket passer either, pure. You know, he moves from the pocket. He's just not. He doesn't run as much as some of those other guys, but he can move and extend the play. So out of those quarterbacks, Tom Brady's the only pure pocket passer for the most part. So if you're saying he needs work from the pocket as an athletic quarterback, I get that. So I don't know. I don't want to misinterpret your comment. So I'm asking you, can you please clarify that more? Because when people say all the great pocket passers, listen, guys, I'm gonna say this. In the NFL, let's be honest, the NFL has not catered to quarterbacks that run until really like recently. So you haven't had a lot of mobile quarterbacks come out because the systems that are created are not catering to their skill sets. The NFL has evolved today and has changed, especially with college doing more different formations. Some of these guys are showing the athleticism in addition to passing. So when Russell Wilson is a perfect example, as much as I dislike him and his team, he is a perfect example of a quarterback that does not get injured, okay, and he runs, and he has carried a Seattle team that is really not that good, but he has made them look better with his athleticism and his ability to pass as well. So, at the end of the day, we'll see how this pans out. It's a lot of season left. Trey Lance is a very young player. Sure, he has a lot of things to work on with his mechanics. We knew that from before the preseason. Kyle Shanahan made that known. But at the end of the day, we got to go out here and say, okay, he's a rookie. He's going to grow, but the man helped put up 2 drives that led to 15 points. So I see, let's see, Johnny and Jennifer. What's going on, Johnny and Jennifer? It says Steve Young and Michael Vick as well, Mike. Sure. Yeah, but let's keep in mind Steve Young was the 90s, Michael Vick was later, and Steve Young wasn't the norm. You had way more pocket passes in the 90s than you did mobile quarterbacks. Michael Vick also was not the norm. Michael Vick was a rare breed in his time in like the 2000s. Now, in this generation, you're seeing more quarterbacks that can run. You see Josh, the quarterback with the Bills,
Josh
Seattle.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson's. You're seeing more of those quarterbacks. So, this is a fairly newer, recent phenomenon, having a plethora of quarterbacks. Back then, you had your 1 or 2 tokens, sure, but it wasn't the norm. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm getting at. You don't see that as a norm. So we'll see how this goes. It's still a long way for a lot of these guys. In 5 to 10 years, the league will probably change the way quarterbacks are playing because more of those guys will be more seasoned. We're on the tail end of that era where it was just strictly pocket. So, but yeah, we'll see, man. Of course, you got to improve on some of your pocket, but these guys can run. They can make plays on the extension of the run, which is a unique skill set, and it does cause the defense's problems. So hopefully we get Trey Lance to utilize his skill sets, and he has a long way to go. It's just only 2 quarters of football.
That is correct. That's a very good answer there, Mike. I'm not even going to add to that. That was a great answer. I appreciate it. Johnny says, with all the injuries, Jimmy can't carry the team. He wins when the team is healthy. If you look back at it, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. When he does win, a lot of quarterbacks can win with a healthy squad, for sure. So, but I'm not opposed to starting Trey. I'm not. I know he's gonna, if he does start and starts playing, he's gonna take his lumps. He's gonna have his growing pains. For all of you guys that really want Trey to start, you got to be patient with him if he does start. If he starts next week and gets Arizona and just stinks it up, you can't have it both ways. In other words, you can't want Jimmy off the team. You want Trey to start, and then Trey has a bad game, and suddenly Trey's not the right quarterback. I've been hearing absurd comments that Kyle Shanahan is mad because he really wanted Mac Jones, but John Lynch convinced him to get Trey Lance. And, like Mike said, you got to be careful who you listen to. A lot of talking heads out there. A lot of people are going to feed your head with a lot of their personal opinions, man. And you got to be very selective hearing when it comes to stuff like that, man, because right now there's no controversy, but people are going to try to make it into a quarterback controversy. And it's right now it's Jimmy's team. He's hurt, so Trey's going to play. Now, if Trey plays good and starts doing great, we'll see then. But right now it's still Jimmy's. Just because you don't like him doesn't mean that it's a controversy out of the quarterback. It just means he's hurt. And Kyle Shanahan said it in the presser today. When Jimmy's healthy, he is our starting quarterback. He's not saying that just to say it. But again, I'm not opposed. I like Trey. I wanted Trey to be drafted. Do I think Trey will be good? Yes. But I also come with the understanding that if he does start against Arizona, I don't expect high expectations of him. I don't expect him to go and have a 300-yard game and 4 touchdowns. If he does, that's amazing. But my expectations for Trey are low. I know he's going to have his issues. I know he's going to have his missed throws. I know he's going to throw receivers over. He's going to run and not get the yards that you think he should get. If you want him in there, I don't know, Mike. Help me out with this. If they want him in there, shouldn't they be patient with him as he develops behind the center?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, man, fans are just going to be fans, bro. You can't really expect a lot from fans that are, most people's sources are talking heads, whether they admit it or not. They don't really think for themselves, man. And I'm not trying to say that like if you watch this show, you're smarter or whatever. But at least on this show, we're not going to talk emotions. We're going to talk what is actually best for our team. We're going to make our own assessment, and we're not just going to do like talking heads do.
Correct.
Talking heads, like Beto alluded earlier, they will have you thinking there's a quarterback controversy, yet Trey Lance only played like 2 or 3 snaps, 4 snaps in a game, and then week 2, he didn't even play at all. So that's not a controversy. That's just a quarterback coming in on the gadget plays and then going right back out. That's it. So a controversy would be if they're splitting the same amount of reps, things like that. So we got to actually listen to what's being said and what's actually going on the field. And when you listen to what's been said by all these social media talking heads, it's not really matching up with what's going on the field. If Garoppolo gets hurt today, that's not a controversy. That's the backup coming in and filling in like any backup would do when the starter goes down. That's not a controversy. So if Trey Lance performs well, exceeds expectations, we won't go from week to week and see how he does. Is he performing well, like where we're winning or and executing on all cylinders and he just got us rolling, or is it a performance like he made a few big plays here and there, but man, he really put us in some situations, but we managed to win. So it depends on what type of performance he has. But I think if he gets the W and finds ways to win, it certainly will increase the confidence in Kyle Shanahan to put him in more than gadget plays, and from there we'll go. But honestly, guys, we don't have to worry about inserting Trey Lance as a starter over a guy we're paying all this money to. If we're going to pay Garoppolo all this money, my question is why keep him? Why not just go all in on Trey? If you're going to pay Jimmy Garoppolo, what is he getting paid, like $25, $26 million?
Something around there, yeah.
Okay, if you're going to pay him that much, why the hell keep him? If you really, really are sold out on Trey like that, then trade Garoppolo to begin with. We could have got some more draft capital for next year and let Trey Lance take his, lessons now. But we didn't. So we paid Garoppolo. So at the end of the day, we're going to have to play this guy. I mean, you tell me a quarterback in the league getting paid $26 million sitting on the bench.
Right on. What's up, Raider Mike? Coming on here with his 3-0 Raiders. You're about to be 3-1 tomorrow night, bro. So be ready for that Charger game. But hey, good luck to your team, bro. Your team's playing good. I have nothing bad to say about the Raiders. They're playing good. Good luck with the rest of your season, bro. Definitely. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Glad to have you here, Mike. Trey Lance will be good as long as the O-line is good. I think every quarterback will be good based on the O-line, but we just got to wait for him to develop. Just got to wait for Trey to get where he needs to go. We are just not clicking. We aren't firing out. It's hard to click, Tom, when you have injuries. I don't know about you guys, but when you have injuries, and at every position, you have a Kittle go down, you have Sermon go down, you have your left tackle go down twice. He was carted off. First time he was dehydrated, they gave him the IV, came back, and then he hurts his elbow. So it's tough when you lose players to injuries. So it's really hard to fire on all cylinders when your parts are not there. You need all the parts to be plugged in for everything to fire properly, and it's gonna be it's gonna be tough, man. Injuries have not been nice to us, bro. I don't expect it to be too nice to us. We still 2-2. It's still a young season. Would it have been better to be 4-0 like the Cardinals are? Of course, but we're still 500. Next week, if we lose to the Cardinals, at that point, we'll find ourselves below 500. But right now we're at 500, and the season is young. Can the Niners fix what needs to be fixed? Can they glue things together enough to be able to play with all the injuries on the roster? Whether it is Jimmy starts, I'm supporting Jimmy. If Trey starts, I'm supporting Trey. I'm supporting the quarterback that plays because they need to play. I'm not in favor of Trey or Jimmy. I'm just going to support Kyle and believe that he's making the right decision for this team, even if a lot of us don't think he is. He's the head coach. There's no reason that I can think of that he doesn't want to win. That's absurd. Does he make some bonehead plays? Yes. Are there some plays that I question? I wish he took back. Of course, like the one where and it wasn't a bad play, but the running back, the new running back, forgot the big guy, where he lateral the ball back to Jimmy. I think if he would have threw it perfectly to Jimmy, that would have been a good play. But it took a little bit longer to develop, and by that time, if you've seen Adam, he got left behind, bro. Adam was catching up. The ball just got there late, and Adam was able to make a play for the Seahawks. So it is what it is, bro. Let me ask you, Mike. What are there some areas in today's game that you can say, you know what, even though we lost and it sucks to lose, but you know what, I saw something that we can definitely develop and work on for the future, that we can something positive in today's loss?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, man, I'm going to keep it on Trey Lance for me. If you ask me individually, because before he got in the game, it just felt like we had no momentum. You know, it felt like we just couldn't get things going after that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have anything, man. We didn't really do anything to affect Seattle. So when Trey Lance got in the game, I think that deep ball, was it Debo, right?
Yes.
It kept the defense honest because they weren't having to worry about deep balls while Garoppolo was in there. One of the biggest criticisms of Garoppolo is his inability to go deep. You know, so the fact that Trey Lance has the ability to go deep and potentially make a play downfield, it kept their safeties honest, which allowed him to run, so it extend the play. So that's a good thing that I would say that I liked. It was only 2 quarters, so we'll have to see if Trey Lance does start next game due to Jimmy Garoppolo being injured. We'll have to see how he does for a full 4 quarters against a stout Arizona team. So we'll see. But I did like that. You know, that would be my biggest thing, is just seeing how the young man came in there and was able to give us that, and seeing how our defense played in the beginning. You know, they were able to contain Russell Wilson in Seattle, you know, for a large portion of the first half, whereas Green Bay got off to a hotter start.
Yep.
So that was a big improvement to me, how they locked down. But I don't know. I'm going to ask this question. Maybe the guys can help me. That play where we fumbled on a kick return, the knee was down, right, when he caught it, but he got up and ran, and they ruled it as a fumble. But wasn't his knee down when he caught the ball initially? That's what it looked like. I mean, it was louder in the bar, but I looked at it and I'm like he caught it with his knee down. Yeah. So I'm under the impression when your knee's down and you had the ball, ain't that down? But maybe I'm off on that.
Whether his knee, I mean, the fact about him trying to get back up the second time, bro, I don't know what. I know that you want to advance the ball. I know you want to get yards. You're thinking about going forward, but man, you had a mistake there. You fell on the ball, and regardless if his knee was down or not, he would have recovered the first one. But then he tries to get back up and loses it again. That was heartbreaking, man. I can't really yell at the kid. The kid was trying to advance. He was trying to move forward. You know, I'm pretty sure he didn't want to fumble it, but it got away from him, and it cost us. It cost us 7 points. They were able to tie it up and be tied up in the half. And I think in the second half, because Trey started, we did it. What was it, 3 and out, and we were out. I think if Jimmy would have started, we would have been able to move the ball more successfully in the second half. But it is what it is. But like you said, Trey did a lot of good things today. Mike, and we can definitely build up on that. We can definitely build up, but it does keep the defense honest. Just like that play against Debo where he was open by himself. They got caught with their pants down because they're not used to that with Jimmy. They don't have to defend the outside of the field. All they have to worry about is the middle of the field with Jimmy, and they don't have to worry anything over 20 yards. And Lance was able to keep them honest. So he does bring a different equation to the offense, and he makes the defense play 11 on 11 as well, as you don't get that with Jimmy. So there's a lot of things that Trey does, and you can tell how the defense reacts when Jimmy's in there and how the defense plays when Trey's in there. Totally different because they know that they can get hurt by Trey. They're not confident of getting hurt by Jimmy. That's just my opinion on that. What's up, Luke Luna? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. Well, faithful, where do we stand? We're 2-2. We're in the 500. We're not above a 500. We're not below it. We're exactly at 500. It's an early season. Niners just got to figure out how to glue this together, how to make it work. And I did love one thing I did like about the beginning of the game. Obviously, I don't like the way it ended, but not only was our defense dominant in containing Russell Wilson, but our offense, Jimmy G was dispersing the ball to all the receivers. How many? I think like 8 receivers caught, or 8 players caught the ball in the first half from Jimmy. He was able to get the ball to quite a few players, so he was getting players involved. I like that. I don't like when a quarterback locks down on one receiver only. I like when he's able to distribute the ball around the field and keep that defense honest. So we'll see what happens. But I think we can build off of this. I know it sounds to say we're going to build on this. That's what we said when we lost to the Packers. But I think the Niners, bounce and hopefully they're prepared and they're ready to go to Arizona and play the Cardinals. Now, for some reason or another, we play the Cardinals pretty good in Arizona. We just play them bad in Santa Clara. So we are playing in Arizona. They are hot. They're 4-0. They beat the Rams pretty. I think they played in LA, right? And they beat them. So I think it was like 37-20. So it's going to be challenging next week, Mike. It's going to be definitely. We have to bring our A game. If it is Trey, I pray that Trey has a great week of practice. No, it's going to help him to practice with the ones, though. Preparing himself for the Arizona, whether he does successfully execute things or not, he'll be more mentally prepared for Arizona than he was for the Seahawks coming in the second half and only practicing with the second and third. So if Jimmy is hurt, then Trey gets the opportunity to practice with the ones, and hopefully he can develop chemistry with his receivers. They can work on certain packages that benefit Trey. They can utilize Trey's strengths, especially against that defense of Arizona. So hopefully they can come up with a game plan, Mike.
Well, yeah, and again, I don't know what the critique is on Trey Lance in terms of people on this particular show here, but I thought he did a good job. Like I said, you got quarterbacks that have started from week 1 that are rookies that got drafted in his class, and man, a lot of them don't look nowhere impressive at all. They're throwing a lot of picks. They're on bad teams, but Trey Lance is on a good team. So, like I've always said from the beginning, prior to preseason, and I'm going to stand on what I said, even if I'm by myself, I will stand on what I said. Trey Lance is in a unique situation. Unlike all the other rookies, he has the best team that drafted him. So, with that being said, he has a better chance to succeed in this system with this roster. If you put Trey Lance on the Jacksonville Jaguars, it'll probably be a different Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the San Francisco 49ers. You put Trevor Lawrence on this team, it'll be a different Trevor Lawrence. So my point is, when you have a good team, one of the best O-line in the league, hoping Trent Williams is healthy, if you have that protection, if you have that, and you can simplify the game to cater to his skill set and his strengths and hide his weaknesses, I don't see why he can't have a good game, or good enough to where the criticism isn't as bad. But people are going to find little things to criticize him, man. It doesn't matter. People are going to say, "Oh, he didn't read this. The game's too fast for him." But if the man comes in 2 quarters and puts up 15 points, I mean, say what you want. He did a hell of a
Absolutely.
lot better. I jokingly said today, I think he played half of football better than Nick Mullen's whole career.
Yeah, that's a very good a good assessment, bro. Um, and he came in and one thing about Trey, this is my at least what I observed, it was when he first came in, he looked like a deer in the headlights, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to, But as he took snaps, as the quarter wind down in the third quarter, as the fourth quarter started, I started to see him get a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. He started to get a little bit more comfortable. So that to me shows a lot of progress with him. He was able to put points, like you said. He was able to extend some plays with his legs. And some calls that Kyle Shanahan brought in were not really necessarily Trey's fault. They were Kyle's for those plays. So we got to put blame where blame should be. But overall, I think Trey did good coming in the second half, having to be thrown in there. And he took advantage of his opportunity. So if he has to start against the Arizona Cardinals, I expect him to be more prepared. I expect him to work with the ones, and I expect to see a different Trey out there. And to Mike's point, he did come into a team that has a good offensive line, good receivers, arguably the best tight end. The running game is kind of hurt right now, but we have a running game. We just got to run more. And we have a defense that can get him out of trouble for sure. So he is in a better, unique situation than Mac Jones is, than Trevor Lawrence is, that Zach Wilson is, or Justin Fields. So it's hard to compare those quarterbacks to each other because based on where they land, Trey landed in a very unique situation with an offensive mind like Kyle, with a very not healthy, but good roster, I should say, for him to develop. So I expect Trey to develop much. If he starts playing from now on, I expect him to develop much quicker than the other guys that started week one because they have a better team. But we'll have to wait and see. It's too early to tell how long Jimmy is going to be out. So I don't know. The loss is a loss, Mike. I don't like to lose, but I don't know about you, bro. I wasn't even disappointed. I was just numb. This game, normally I'm mad, I'm pissed off, but I'm not even mad. It's just like I'm numb. Like it's like we play so good in the beginning. We started, it's funny. We start slow, and we start ramping up, and we play good. Now we started fast, and we faded away. And the Seahawks started slow, and they started ramping it up. And once they got that touchdown before the half, it was all downhill from there, bro. So I think the Niners just need to get all four quarters together. They got to start strong, and they got to finish strong. Hopefully that happens against Arizona. But I haven't really watched Arizona. I haven't really paid attention closely to Arizona. Is there anything you can share, Mike? If you watch them, if you haven't, then you're in the same boat as me. But do you see anything that they're doing that is like, wow, we got to be careful. We got to watch for this?
Well, I think their iced tea sucks.
The what?
So their iced tea sucks. Arizona.
Oh, Ice T.
Um, yeah, I just had to get it off my chest. As far as them, I mean, I haven't sat down and watched those guys this year, but I mean, they are a formidable team, as we know. They have been a thorn in our side individually when we match up with them. We split with them before, but like we beat them before twice, but they give us a tough game, and that's familiarity. So we know what they're going to do. We know what Kyler Murray is capable of doing, and it's just a matter of execution. So I'm not going into Arizona thinking like they're all world beaters because they're highly inconsistent historically. This year they have been consistent 4 games, but there's still a lot of football left. There's still a lot of season left. Let's see how consistent they are for the duration of the season. So remember, it's frustrating as it is to lose to that team in Washington, because we all hate that team with a passion, the
Yes.
reality is that team is not the playoffs. They're one of many games to get to the playoffs. Our
Absolutely,
goal is
Mike.
the reality is our goal is to make the playoffs. So whether we lose today, next week, or go on a winning streak, our goal is just to be one of the seven best teams in the NFC. That's the goal. Now, once we accomplish that, then moving on to bigger and better things, and now we got to actually win those games to get to the Super Bowl. So let's just take this season one game at a time and not get too overhead of ourselves. We still have a competitive team, but we need to finish executing and being consistent in our quarters. Now, if Trey Lance is a starter for next game, it's going to be a hell of a challenge, as any game in the NFL is going to be a hell of a challenge for a rookie.
Yep.
But like I said, the one thing that I have comfort in, and I'll keep stressing this over and over, is that Trey Lance is on a better situation team that has a better O line, that has a better coach for the most part, and has better playmakers around him. So he has a higher chance of being more successful than if you threw, Trevor Lawrence against Arizona, or the Jets quarterback, Zach Wilson, you know, anybody, Justin Fields, doesn't matter. So, we have to look at our team and say, okay, as a team, we can play. And all Trey Lance has to do is what he's good at doing and be consistent with it. So if he can do that for 4 quarters, we got a shot. Let me ask you guys this. It'd be funny though. Had we recovered that onside kick, had we got the onside kick and recovered it with a minute left, does the narrative change about Trey Lance then if he goes down and make an awesome comeback and beat Seattle? Then what? Because people are looking at the lost win, but we lost by 7 points. And Trey Lance ate up a lot of that clock to keep Russell Wilson off the field. If Trey Lance can execute and eat up a lot of clock, keeping Kyler Murray off the field, and our defense shows up when they have to, man, it could be an interesting matchup. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna take it one game at a time. I'm not gonna go in with the expectation of Trey Lance being this great quarterback right now today. I know he will be that in the future. I'm confident he will be. But today, in game five, I'm just going to say I hope he does the best he can and we scheme to fit his skill sets and simplify it. Kyle Shanahan, are you listening? If you have
Yes.
a 4th and 1, you don't need to do this motion with Debo and run it. Just run the damn ball with Trey Lance on a quarterback sneak. It works. You can do it, Kyle Shanahan. So I hope that he puts Trey Lance in a situation of his strengths and not do some gimmicky, crazy stuff. Just make it simple. You simplify the game. I believe Trey Lance will actually do better than what people are talking or thinking because he has a good, solid team around him. He doesn't have to be great. He can do enough to keep us in position to score and win at all times.
Absolutely. And the defense to me feed off the offense, man. The defense players usually feed off the offense, and if the offense is rolling, if the offense is moving, creating plays, the defense feeds off of that. And so, like Mike said, if Trey starts, he'll get an opportunity to practice all week. He'll get opportunity to work with the ones, and he doesn't need to be spectacular. He doesn't need to go throw 50-yard bombs. He just needs to manage the game and allow the defense to do their job. And I think Trey can do that. I really do. And only Trey holds the ticket. If he starts next week, it's really up to him whether he gives the job back. Just like Kaepernick with Alex Smith. Kaepernick played really well. Alex Smith got better and just never got the back. Talking about Kaepernick, and I'm not going to stay on Kaepernick topic too much, but did you see Fred Warner at the podium with the Kaepernick shirt?
No, I didn't.
He was wearing a Kaepernick's jersey at the podium. Didn't speak about him, but just wore it. And he intentionally turned toward the camera when he was leaving so they can see the name on the back. Do you think he was trying to make a
Okay.
statement about mobile quarterbacks, or you think it was something totally different? We don't have to
I
get
have
on it,
no
but
idea. I mean, I didn't see it,
oh,
so
that's right, you didn't see it.
that's a
Yeah, it's
that's a
gonna.
question for Fred Warner to answer. I mean, uh, he wore a 49ers player on the jersey. That's cool. I don't know why he wore it, but as far as mobile quarterbacks go, if you want to make a statement, just win the Super Bowl and give it time. You know,
I love that.
that's it.
I
Yeah,
love that.
that'll solve that quick. I mean, mobile quarterbacks are definitely capable of winning. Russell Wilson won the damn Super Bowl. He's very mobile. So it's just about, man, getting opportunities, man. And now the newer generation of quarterbacks are having that opportunity, and they just came in the league like on a plethora or more than one. Like I said, historically, you've only had one or two. Now you're starting to get several teams with these type of quarterbacks. So you got to give them time. They're all young right now. Give them time. They haven't even been in the league more than 5 years. Give them time. So
Absolutely.
let's see what it looks like in the next 5 to 10. The Mahomes, the Watsons, the Josh Allen's, the Trey Lance, Justin Fields, all these guys. Trevor Lawrence too. These guys are all mobile, athletic. So let's give it time.
One on the positive side, Mike. One of the things that I'm really impressed, even with the two losses back to back, which I'm not impressed with that, but I love the way Debo Samuel has been coming along. You can see what he can do when he's healthy. When he's healthy and he stays healthy, how much of a factor he is in this offense. So now, at least for me, I'm we're not even talking just about Kittle. It's not just about Kittle. It's Kittle and Debo. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Brandon Ayuk regressed. I mean, he was doing so good his first year. He was playing great towards the end of the year, and just I don't know what's going on with BA, but all I know is Debo Samuel is playing crazy. I love his play. I love his attitude. He's bailed out Jimmy a few times. He's gotten first downs, and they were not easy first downs. He took a couple of hits, so I have been very impressed with Brandon Ayuk. So I wanted to give him a shout out, bro. He did a great job. I wanted to give Kittle a shout out for playing with a bad hip or playing with injured, and he took. I don't know if you've seen it, bro, but when the ball was sailed over his head by Jimmy and he got tackled, his leg went underneath him really bad. It looked
Yeah,
uglier than it affected him, but it looked uglier than it really was. So I'm glad that he's doing his yoga. He's doing whatever he's doing to keep his body loose because someone else that would have been a man. That was terrible fall the way he did. So I'm glad he's
yeah,
okay. He came back in. So I'm because we lost two games. Yeah, we can put a lot of blame on this and blame on that, but to me, there's a lot of nuggets that we can pick on as well. Deal being one of them. Trey Sermon played better, even though he didn't get a lot of the plays, and that's Kyle. But he did better this week than he did last week, so he's improving. Hopefully, we can get Elijah Mitchell back. Now the concern is if Trey starts next week, who's going to protect his blind side if Trent Williams is not going to be able to play? Do we bring Joe Staley? Joe Staley can't play anyway. He lost. You see all that weight he lost?
Um,
He wouldn't be able
I
to
haven't
play.
really. I mean, I saw him on talking and stuff, but regarding Staley, but as far as replacing Trent Williams, man, that production is going to have a significant drop off, no matter
Yes.
who's there. But that's more of a reason to cater to Trey Lance's skill set. If he's a quarterback that can extend, then you don't depend on your line. You get behind that line and you scan and you go. If it's there, you pass. If not, you take off. You do what you got to do. And if they're gonna, people are talking about scheming and this and that, man, I don't care. But me personally, I don't really care about scheming. Russell Wilson has played in the damn league for years. They scheme for him all the time. Tom
Yes, sir.
Brady has played in the league for years. They scheme for him every time. And if you got it, you got it. It's just a matter of being able to produce, man, and perform. Period. Just like they scheme us, we scheme them too. They scheme their defense. It all comes down to execution. Bottom line. So they could, if they come in there saying we're going to make Trey Lance beat us with the pass and see if he could do it consistently with 4 quarters, if that's what you're going to do, fire if he makes the right reads and throws. But then again, he's probably going to have a few passes where he overthrows, underthrows, just like Garoppolo has done, and that's going to happen. The biggest thing is managing the game. If Trey Lance can manage the game and put us in a situation to be competitive and win, I have no problem with Trey Lance at all. And again, he's a rookie, so I'm not expecting a lot. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say, man, he's going to have to learn. He's probably going to throw like 4 or 5 picks and kill us. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, the dude has shown the ability to play in this NFL level, and he's probably practicing with the ones by, you know, is trying to prepare San Francisco for mobile quarterbacks like Russell Wilson. I've heard Kyle Shanahan say that they've utilized him to get the defense ready for mobile quarterbacks. So I'm sure he's practiced with the ones plenty of times. Now it's his time to do it with Garoppolo's hurt. So we'll see, man. I'm not really worried. I'm gonna be honest. I believe Trey Lance can have another good game. He's gonna have some throws that he'll probably want back. He's gonna underthrow. He's gonna overthrow. So expect that. But as long as they're not interceptions and they're incompletes, I'm all right with that. I don't want to see him give the ball to them because we don't need to help them. We need to do all we can to help ourselves. He's gonna naturally make mistakes and miss reads for a reason. So, but at the end of the day, he's also going to make some big plays too. Let's not forget. Let's not act like it's just doom and gloom. Like Trey Lance is a good quarterback in the future. If you can't see the potential now, I mean, I guess you'll just see it when he gets here. Because mark my words, if he gets his mechanics better, and
Yes,
as he
sir.
becomes a student of the game, Trey Lance, man, his ceiling and upside is ridiculous, man. He's gonna be that dude, but he has to get those mechanics right, and that's gonna take time. It took Mahomes a couple years to get his mechanics improved. Trey
Yep.
Lance ain't gonna improve it next week. I'm gonna tell you that now. So he's gonna go back to some old habits, and he's probably gonna make a few mistakes. He's probably gonna miss some things. He's probably gonna take a bad sack. This thing's gonna happen. He's gonna overthrow and underthrow. That's what I'm expecting. But at the same time, like I said, if he can manage the game, our expectation is simple: just manage the game and put us in a position to best win, and everything else will take care of itself. You got the team and support around you. All you gotta do is manage the game. That's it. If it ain't there, throw it away and
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Move on to the next play. Better than interception.
One of the keys that you said, bro, that I like is that if he does overthrow or underthrow, as long as it doesn't cost us on those mistakes, we can live another down. Big Stinker says, Beto, what do you think about Z's? The way he's been playing, I like what he's done. He's definitely stepped up in the absence of Greenlaw. He's definitely taking care of business. He's defending the field. He's keeping up with Fred Warner. So there is nothing that I dislike about Aziz. I think Aziz, it's a good linebacker. So once we get Greenlaw back, we're going to be pretty good there. So great job for Aziz, Big Stinker. I definitely like what he's doing. Let me read a couple more comments, bro, and then we'll get out of here. Luke Luna says, I agree, Florida Mike. I think Lance plays better next week. They are going to the game planning in the game for him. So, yeah, they're going to put packages specifically for Trey to help utilize his skill set and making sure that he's able to do what he does best. It's just a matter of, is he able to execute the game plan? And like you said, it's not about scheme. It's about execution. Can you execute? Can you do what you're told to do? If you can do that, chances are you're going to win the game. So my expectations for Trey are not high. If he over impresses me, if he does beyond what my expectation, great. I'm good with that. If he has 130-yard, one touchdown, one throwing touchdown, one running touchdown, but wins the game, I don't care what his stats look at the end of the game. I just care whether we get the W or not. Real quick, Eric Davis, the ex-corner of the 49ers, was brought a question about the Eagles game when we beat the Eagles, but we beat them, badly, or the Eagles supposedly beat themselves, right? So one of the guys that was doing the show, that had him on the show, told him, I was so mad at that win. I don't think the Niners won the game. I think the Eagles gave it to him. You know what Eric Davis said? Who cares how it happened? They got the W. At the end of the day, whether they win ugly or pretty, they got the W. It's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard, especially to win on the road. So whether you win by 30 points or you win by a point and you get lucky and the ball just bounces your way one too many times, it doesn't matter as long as you win because they're hard to come by. And I like that. I like what he said. He obviously he said it better than I repeated from him. But the point is, with Trey in the same formation, that if he wins, I don't care what kind of day he has. If we win and he has a 300-yard day, hey, the better. There's something to talk about. But if he only throws for 90 yards and rushes for 2 touchdowns and we win the game, I'm okay with that because I've seen. There was a matter of fact, there was a quarterback today, if I'm not mistaken, threw for 407 yards, Mike. 407 yards today. And guess what happened at the end of the day? He lost the game. 407 yards and lost the game. Do you think he cares about those 407 yards?
Probably not.
He cares that they took an L. So at the end of the day, if Trey comes in and he does spectacularly good, he overexceeds our expectations by playing better than what we thought he would play. Hey, there's nothing. I mean, I'm not going to get mad about that, but I'm going to keep this in perspective, Mike. I'm going to say, you know what? I know he's a rookie. As long as he's going to make mistakes, as long as those mistakes doesn't cost us, even if one of them costs us, I'm okay with it. But he keeps a minimum of not costing us the game. And as long as the defense can keep us close, we'll be fine. I'm going to read a question or two more, Mike, and then we'll call it a night. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah,
I'm running on fumes, bro. Like I said, I've been awake since 10 o'clock Saturday morning, so I am ready to crash. If I missed some of you guys' questions, it's not intentional. I'm not choosing not to read your questions. Hope you guys understand that. I try to bring everybody's question onto the screen the best I can, but you guys are popping them up, and sometimes I'll miss it. I'm tired, so please do not take anything personally. Niner sickness is not choosing not to bring your question. I'm not saying that's what you guys are thinking, but just in case, understand that I keep it fair, but things may get away from me time to time. So please give me a break. Jack says Trent Cannon's fumble changed the momentum. We never really recovered mentally. Big props to Jalen Moore and the effort by Javon Kinlaw on the play where Wilson scored. Trey should improve. Very good point, brother. Very good point. That was a statement, not really a question. Luke Luna real quick says, I am not worried about a Uke. We have great weapons as long as he stays ready and he's done his job because he's going to see the ball. Now, real quick, I'm not going to get depth into this because, like I said, we're coming to a close. Talking about Ayuk doing his job, I hope he starts doing it better because the reason why when Jimmy threw that long pass to Kittle and it was intercepted by Alexander, a lot of had to do with Ayuk. And people are like, what is that going to... Ayuk should have drew... Ayuk's job is to draw Alexander away from that area. And he stopped. And because he stopped, Alexander was able to revert back and help out against Kittle. And he made that play. So I say that only because of Luke Luna's statement about as long as Ayuk does his job, he needs to do it a little bit better, in my opinion. But I'm not worried either. Tanisha says he was drafted for a reason, referring to Lance. Yes, he was. Eddie, what's up, Seahawks? Eddie, hey, congratulations on your Seahawks, bro. It was a good game. I know you were worried in the first half. If you say you were not worried, bro, you're lying. But at the end of the day, you got the W, man. Congratulations to your Seahawks. Congratulations to you, bro. Thank you for turning into the chat. So I'm going to go, let me see. Corey Davis says, I lost my profile bet today. This is why you don't make bets like that, Corey. You don't want to make any bets. Like, I will make a bet that I have to wear somebody else's jersey or hat. I'm not putting another team's hat on me. So There's certain bets I'm not gonna make. I think you're with me on this, right, Mike? You're not gonna make a bet where you have to wear another team's hat or jersey, right?
I mean, to me, betting is pointless across the board. It's for the simple fact that you don't have any assets or say so or control over what you're betting on. You're depending on somebody else. So,
Very good point.
I mean, if you ask me, that's how I don't bet. People say put your money where your mouth is. Well, my money's not invested into the way I would orchestrate the team. So it's a moot point. But yeah, I don't bet. So, but to each his own. Some people do, man.
Well, yeah. Apparently, Corey Corey does. What's up, Rosella? Hey, Rosella. I hope you enjoyed the game. He was at the game today. He was earlier today. He was at the
Nice.
tailgate out there
Awesome.
tailgating. I know we lost, Rosella. We our second defeat at home. It seems like we can win on the road, but we can't win at home. But that's for another show. But I'm glad. I hope you had fun, bro. At the end of the day, spending time with your family, friends, barbecuing, and if you drinking with your friends and having a great time. That's the most important thing. The win is a cherry on the cake. If you ask me, when you go to a game, you want the win as the cherry on the cake. But you gotta. I'm pretty sure Mike comes when he comes for that Atlanta game, right? I'm pretty
No, it'll be another
Arizona.
game. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be the division game, but I mean, if we beat, that's icing on the cake. But I'm pretty sure that even if we lose that game, your experience that you're going to experience with your family is not going to be taken away, whether the team wins or loses. I think it'll be a cherry on top of the cake if the team wins as well. But I'm pretty sure Rosella had a wonderful time, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show because I find myself kind of repeating myself. I am tired, and when I'm tired, I kind of begin to just talk and make no sense. My wife says I don't make no sense even when I'm well rested, but that's besides the point. But Mike, is there anything you want to say to conclude this show tonight?
Well, we're 2-2, so we're in a situation where it looks like we probably have to go with our backup for a few weeks if Jimmy's hurt. I don't know the severity of his injury right now, but if that's the case, like I said, he'll start by default. We don't even have to request him starting because Garoppolo will get hurt. So, with that being said, let's get behind our team. Let's see, how Trey Lance comes out against. We're playing the Arizona Ice Tea team, right?
Yes,
Okay. So, let's simmer expectations, whether it's high or low. Let's just say, hey, manage the game to win. That's all we got to do is be the best game manager you can be. And that's all we ask for. Now, if he exceeds that, great. But at minimum, best game manager. And that's all we can ask for.
absolutely, absolutely. Hopefully, you'll have more good plays than bad ones, and we get a W. Well, Mike, thank you for stepping in with me tonight. Thank you for coming on the show, bro, on the Niner Sickness podcast. I truly appreciate you, Mike, taking your time to talk about the loss. I just want to thank each and every one of them that showed up tonight. I'm not going to mention names because I'm always missing a name, but you know who you are. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being part of the stream. Make sure you share my video. Make sure you let people know about Niner Sickness. I truly appreciate it. Until the next game, God bless you. Be kind to your family, to your friends, and always, if you see the need and you can fulfill it, help your brother out when you can. With that said, God bless you. I'm out of here. Peace.